Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. I am here for Family or Fiancé. This week's episode is Sheri and Micah. This was a good episode. I got a lot of opinions this week. First off, I want to apologize because I know it seems like I fell off doing the Family or Fiancé reviews. I did not. About 2 or 3 weeks ago, they had one episode that was very boring. And I recorded that episode twice because YouTube just wouldn't upload it. And then the week after that, I recorded that episode and I tried to upload that. And I'm just having an issue uploading the Family or Fiancé reviews. I record them, but they don't upload. And so I got so frustrated, I didn't watch last week's Family or Fiancé into this week. So today I am going to do Sheri and Micah, and then I'm going to do last week's after that. So you'll get 2 Family or Fiancés today. But I just hope it's not something with Family or Fiancé and YouTube is just not uploading them. If that's the case, you probably will never see this. But if so, if you're seeing this, that's what happened. And I hope this one uploads, cause it was very frustrating. But let's get into it. Now, the first thing I noticed from Sheri and Micah, they said they met at work, and I was like, oh, me and my husband met at work many, probably decades ago. But it was just really sweet that they met at work. But he said after 5 months, he put a ring on it. And I said, okay, here we go. Here we go. I already know what everybody's issue is going to be. But as they continue to talk, I hear more and more issues. The next thing he says is he's a part-time IT worker, but a full-time rapper and producer, but he ain't getting paid for that. It's just his dream. And I said, okay, sir, let me see what you got. And now she's talking about, yeah, he want to be a rapper and a producer, but these bills need to be paid every month. And I'm the one paying for them. I said, okay, I can see where this is going. This is going to be a good episode. So now we see the family pulling up, and the family's talking about, they got all this money, and she paying the bills, taking advantage of my sister and all this stuff. And I'm like, look, I don't like when people are in other people's personal finance business. That's going to aggravate me. But since they opened the door to the subject, I'm going to roll with the episode. They meet with Dr. Tracy. The two of them, I really liked them as a couple when they were talking, but they too said the only issues they feel they have is the early proposal. So I'm like, okay, I already know what the family issue is going to be, so let's jump right into this. So now Dr. Tracy gives them their task. He has to break down his 5-year plan. Okay. And they got to play ping pong, truth or dare, or whatever it's called. Just call it 21 questions. I wish he wouldn't even just give them a task. Just say you go with his family, you go with her family, and talk. Because that's all it is. But we're going to be creative. So as we get here, the brother in the confessional talk about, it seems like Micah met my sister. The next thing I know, they were engaged and he moved in, and I was like, damn, is my sister pregnant? She said no, so now the brother wants to know what's going on. And I just started laughing. That brother makes me laugh, but he does seem like he's in his sister's business too much. But if I had a big brother, I don't think I would mind him having my back either. That's what a big brother is supposed to do. But they gonna get on my nerve later. The sister, everyone came in, greeted each other, and Micah was like, your sister gave me this fake ass hug. And I was like, yeah, it was a fake smile and a fake hug, but we've seen people walk into the house and get much worse. So she ain't gonna get red for that one. At least she acknowledged you. Now the cousins, his family come in, and the cousins come in, they being kind of loud, but they seem like they the fun group. And the cousin was like, I think, what is her name? Sheri is bougie. I looked through her Instagram and she real bougie. So under every picture she have, I just put a whole bunch of angry face emojis, and I started laughing out loud. And I said, I like him. I like him. I know that's trifling. I know that's petty, but that's the type of petty that just would make me laugh. I wouldn't even be mad at him if he did that to me. I would just laugh and be like, that's Ernest. That's Ernest. It was just funny, and I just liked that. I liked it. I know some people was like, that's too much. He being petty. He a man. He shouldn't be petty, whatever. I liked it. I thought it was hilarious. Let's get into this family roundtable and see what everyone's issues really are. First, the bride. She brings her best friend, Topeka. I like that name. Topeka just says they're rushing into this, and she feels like she's getting married too fast because her biological clock is ticking, and she's just settling for him because she's ready to have some babies. And I said, well, damn, how old is she? Because she didn't look old. I mean, when people start to say their biological clock is ticking, it usually means they might be in their mid-30s, and they're trying to hurry up and pop some babies out before they turn 40. I don't know how old they were. I did kind of see somewhere that he might have been 38. So maybe she's around that same age. I don't know, but I was like, damn, best friend. You have to put her biological clock out there. But next, her brother Robert says that Micah does not make enough money for his sister. He doesn't like that they're living paycheck to paycheck. And I said, sir, it's people out here making 6 figures, living paycheck to paycheck. It don't matter how much money you make. What matters is, are you living within your means? Is your lifestyle extravagant? Do you have a $3,000 mortgage with a $30,000 a year job? Or do you have a $700 a month mortgage or rent payment? You know, it's all about your means. It's all about living in your means. A lot of people in this country live paycheck to paycheck because they don't budget and live within their means. So it ain't nothing wrong with that. Leave that man alone. But we gonna keep going. He feels like Micah is mooching off of his sister. It's probably true. The sister, Imani, just says they're moving too fast. Echo of Topeka. Now we get over to Ernest, which is the groom's cousin. Ernest just says that, what's her name? Sheri is bougie. And she was like, cuz no matter what she say, you continue making your music. I said, okay, cousin. I mean, being bougie ain't no reason to stop nobody wedding. People say I'm bougie sometimes, and who cares? Now, the mom just says, son, I don't want you to lose your voice. I know sometimes you let outsiders come in and influence your decisions. I want you to stand up for yourself and make your own choices. And she said, whatever happens between you two, keep it between you two. So I'm assuming the mom, I already see the BS on the bride side of the family, and it's like, forget what they say. Because she done already said in the car, I don't want nobody talking negative about my baby. And I understand that, because you ain't going to do it to mine either. So now the BFF, Anthony, the groom's best friend, is dropping tea. So Anthony says, you all got engaged way too fast. He said what happened was you were in the doghouse, and we're going to get into why he was in the doghouse in a minute. You were in the doghouse because of these emails. You went over there and proposed because she stopped answering your calls and your texts, and now y'all back together. So pretty much the best friend is saying he only proposed to her because he messed up. And mind you, they only been dating for 5 months. So my mind automatically goes to what's in these emails. What did he do to mess up? Why did this lady accept this proposal? But let's dig into it. So now her family is offended because they like, we ain't know nothing about these emails, and how dare he say she just accepted a proposal, because they are offended and surprised and mad at the bride because they didn't know anything about these emails. The sister was like, if he was in the doghouse, she should have just declined like that. And I feel the same way. Don't accept proposals as a I'm sorry. Like, no, if somebody messes up, have them apologize. If you forgive them, move on, work on whatever they did wrong, and make sure you see that changed behavior before you go into accepting an apology. Because if, I don't know if he cheated or not, but if somebody cheats on you and all they have to do is put a shiny ring in your face and you accept it, but you haven't made them change their behavior before you accepted this shiny ring, all they're gonna do is cheat on you again, but now they cheating on you engaged or cheating on you married. So to me, don't do that. Don't do that. Fix the problem first. Make sure you see changed behavior and then get engaged. So let's move on. She did say now, she said she didn't share the emails with her family because she forgave Micah and she didn't want to give them another reason to dislike him. And I said that was smart. That was smart. At some point, she has to be in her 30s. I don't know how old she is, but to me, this is a very mature response, because that's how you keep a good relationship between your spouse and your family. You keep them out of your business. It ain't nobody business what happened in these emails, and if she forgave him, she forgave him. But we're gonna dig into this some more. Now, finally, we learn what the emails are about. Apparently, Micah says they go to some dance class and she was flirting, dancing with older men, and he didn't like that. He said that he told her he didn't like it, but she kept doing it. So in turn, he started having some kind of flirtatious emails with the female. She found the emails. Now catch this. She quit talking to him for 2 months. I'm like, y'all only been together 5 months. So you telling me you only dated this man for 3 months. You cut him off for 2 months. To me, can't nobody come around 2 months later talking about, will you marry me? So now I want to know what's wrong with you, Sheri. Why? What is wrong with you? But let's dig into this. So Sheri says she's with his family. She says she did not expect to get married, engaged this soon. She said, yes, she always knew she wanted to be with Micah, but she expected them to get married maybe 2 or 3 years down the line. She also believes that he only proposed because he was in the doghouse. And so I'm yelling at the TV, well, why you say yes? If you knew you needed 2 or 3 years of dating this man before you got engaged, why did you say yes? Like, what is going on in your mind? Now, she doesn't mind his music career, but she says this part-time working ain't working for her because she paying all the bills. He barely has any money to pay any bills. So I'm thinking he works in IT. Everyone I know that works in IT full-time makes good money. So why is he not working full-time and doing his music hobby part-time? That's what most grown people do. But anyway, now I'm wondering, he's so into this music and everyone's talking about his music and telling him not to quit. I'm like, well, how good is the music? And later on, Dr. Tracy gives us an opportunity to get into his music, and we'll get there. So now we on to the bride's family. The brother just straight up asked him, what bills do you pay? I would have said none of your damn business. Are you paying any of them? Is your sister sliding you a Comcast envelope every month? Like, so why do you care what bills I pay? But he turns out and says, I get to pay the cable bill, the light bill, and then he starts stumbling. And I said, that ain't shit. That ain't, cable bill ain't shit. The way, he gonna bust his ass. I don't know what he doing. The way cable is right now, you can get Netflix for $13.99 a month and watch whatever you want. Hulu, $9.99 a month. So for $25, you can have Netflix and Hulu. Cable ain't nothing. And the light bill, depending on where you stay and what time of the year it is, it might be between $100 to $200 a month. So really, he not paying shit. What you putting on this rent? Or what are you putting on this mortgage? This car notes? So I kind of feel the family, when it comes to these bills, you can't be out here living a dream and I'm bankrolling your lifestyle. But let's keep going. So now the brother was like, do you have an issue signing this prenup? And I'm like, how dare you, sir? How dare you, sir? This is none of your business. And now I'm like, well, what does Sheri do? Is she a doctor? Is she a lawyer? How much money she got? What are we really protecting here? Because like, and who are you to ask him to sign a prenup? And I'm like, this is very rude. And then Micah just turns around and signs it. He was like, well, what kind of ink you want, black or white? And he looks at it for a second and he's upset and shocked. But I'm like, nobody just signs a prenup without taking it to a lawyer. Even if you were considering it to make her happy, you would be like, I don't have a problem signing this. Let me run this past my attorney to make sure this is fair, and we'll get it done. Your conscience will be clear. But he just opens up and signs it and was like, well, if I sign this, will y'all leave me alone about the finances? And they were like, yeah. At this moment, after he signed the prenup, I just started rolling my eyes at the TV. Now we're at the dinner, and Dapika drops the prenup news on the table like, well, he signed the prenup, and his family are like, a prenup? What you mean a prenup? And the mom, she reads them and was like, what y'all need a prenup for? Ain't neither one of y'all rich. I mean, ain't neither one of y'all got no money for real. So what's going on? The mom is not here for it. The mom is not here for it. And I'm like, yes, mom, what does Sheri do? I want to know. I want to know. And so now he wants to know, well, Sheri, did you have any idea about this prenup? And she was like, no. And now she double talking because somebody else asked her something, and he was like, well, they did ask me, you know, should you sign a prenup? And so now I'm like, well, you did know about it. So now you flip-flop double talking. And I hate when people flip-flop double talk. That drives me insane. So now they back to this whole 3 months of dating and getting engaged, and you ain't talked to him for 2 months. And for some reason, Sheri just storms off crying because now they reading her. They getting her together. Because this is when they first dropped the tea that you stopped talking to him for 2 months. And I'm like, 2 months? Like, I already told you what I felt about that 2 month gap. That's very strange to me. And she's now upset because she feels picked on. And she over here crying. And I'm like, but man, where are the tears? Where are the tears? You just over here making noises. Now, the mom is upset about the prenup. I don't care nothing about that. I'm now thinking, okay, are y'all here for a check? Are y'all here just to get some money? Because nothing about this storyline is starting to make sense. Because now he's upset that she knew about the prenup, but over here, you signed it. Why would you even sign a prenup? Even if you were okay with signing it, why wouldn't he was like, I would have felt better if Sheri would have gave me the prenup. Then why didn't you say that in the moment? You don't owe her family anything at the end of the day. You don't owe them anything. So why did you sign it? Like, if anything, if you didn't want to go to the attorney and have an attorney look over it, you couldn't have at least said, well, let me go in here and talk to Sheri about this. Like, the storyline isn't making sense. So now day 2, they back with Tracy. And Tracy wants to know, well, did you know about the prenup? And she was like, no, I didn't know. But, you know, they kind of told me. And Tracy just called her out. She was like, well, you did know about it. If they asked you, then you knew about it. Don't get in here and start double talking. I don't like that. And I want to know what's in the prenup. What's in it? Is it just something that Blank said, when y'all get married, what's yours is yours and what's mine is mine, and if we get divorced, that's it? Like, it didn't even look like he read the thing. He flipped through the pages for like 2 seconds, got upset, but then signed it. Was it just a blank piece of paper that said, ha ha, just sign here so we can cash this check? I did not understand. I want to know what's in the prenup. So now we get into email gate. And they talking about the flirting, and she stopped talking to him after the email gate for 2 months because she wanted to teach him a lesson. Like, you ain't gonna do this to me. And to me, you should have, after 2 months, y'all broke up. Like, I don't care what nobody say. If I stop talking to somebody, cold quit talking to them, no calls, no texts, no in-person conversation, we broke up. So, and Tracy told her that's abusive. No, I don't think it's abusive. I think she just ended the relationship. And in his mind, he felt like if I want to get her back, I need to go over here and propose, because she's just not going to take me back as her man. But she must be desperate enough to take me back as her fiance. I'm like, what is it, ma'am? You are a beautiful lady. You didn't, what do you think no other man would propose to you? If you've done with his foolishness, just leave him and move on to the next. And now Tracy wants to know, well, why did you go back? Like, you went through all of this. Why did you take him back? She never answered that question, but it was a very valid question. And so now Sheri wants to know, do you think we're even ready to get married? And I'm yelling at the TV, no, ma'am. No, ma'am, y'all are not ready to get no marriage. Y'all don't even probably hardly know each other's last name. Y'all ain't been together no time. And so now Tracy was like, I want you to take her brother and her sister to the studio so they can hear your music and learn more about the music industry. And I was here for that because I wanted to hear the music. So they at the music studio. I didn't write down the producer's name, but he's some kind of Grammy award winning producer. And he was like, yes, in the beginning you'll be broke. I was sleeping on my friend's couch, but I went from having $1,000 one day to $150,000 the next day. Once you hit, you hit. And I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. And then the brother's eyes was like, 150,000. You can get that in one night. I'm like, is he a gold digger? That family is a mess. So now we got to listen to his music. The music sounds good. I said, oh, these could be some hits. That Rookie of the Year, I've heard that somewhere. That wasn't my first time hearing that. But that second song, what was it called? Sound Like Love, a little bit of slow beat rapping. I said, I could play that on my playlist right now. I was like, his music really sounds good. The producer told him, your music sounds good, but your voice does not match your face. Like, you don't look like how you rap. And I was like, is that shade? Because it's true. The voice, I was thinking, like, did he just write the raps and someone else is rapping for him? It does not match. And I just wanted to know, is that shade? Was he trying to tell the man? I mean, let's be real. The music industry is very cruel. You have to have a look to pop. It just is what it is. They like sex symbols and things like that. And not, especially in the men, not everybody is really a looker, but I'm going to keep my opinion to myself. But the one thing I said, he might have signed that prenup because maybe that prenup said, if my music pops and it don't work, her ass don't get nothing either. So I get to keep all my coins to myself once I hit it big in this music industry. Because even if he doesn't become, per se, an artist, the music sound good. I can see him dropping beats and helping people make music because the music really did sound good. Okay, now we back with the BFF. She gotta apologize to her best friend for not telling her about Emailgate or whatever. And I'm like, no, you don't. That is how you keep a healthy relationship. When you and your man or you and your girl going through something and you don't want your friends to come around and treat your fiance a certain kind of way, and you don't want your family turning their nose up to them every time they come around, you keep them out of your personal business. when you going through it, sometimes you have to just go through it, and you have to know who you can trust when you need to vent, because some people, you can vent to them and they will hold it against that person forever, and you done moved on, got married, had a couple of kids, and they still over there talking about, but what about them emails? Like, you forgave him for them emails, and it could be 10 years later. You got to know who you can trust. But the best friend is pretty much asking her, but why did you say yes? If you feel all this kind of way about the emails, you quit talking to him for 2 months, why did you say yes? And she pretty much finally admitted, because he asked. I mean, I feel like maybe no one has ever proposed to her before, and that's okay. Girlfriend, you could have waited for the next. You could have waited for someone who could treat you the way you wanted to be treated and say yes to them. And then finally she tells her best friend, I think I need to break this engagement, but don't tell nobody. And I'm like, well, why she can't tell nobody? Because I said she don't want her to tell nobody, because if she stand up there and change her mind, she don't want nobody to say, but you said you was going to break up with her. Let's move on. So now we're at day 3 with Tracy. Sheri is like, she no longer has any cloudy judgment. Micah feels very confident. We get over to the blessing ceremony. And Sheri does do what she said she was going to do. She says, let's put a pause on this engagement. I don't think we should get married anytime soon, but I still want to be together. Okay, everybody was happy with that. Everyone, her family was high-fiving. They was here for it. They was excited that they were not getting married. And so, okay, I'm kind of happy for it too. They were not ready to get married. I heard in the previews, no, the mama was like, take your ring and run. And I was like, yeah, because I don't really see it for them, but in the previews, you know, little thing that flashed across the screen, Micah and Sheri are still together. Micah is still working on his music, which is great, but he got a full-time job now, and he in school earning a degree. Because at some point, I want to know, get in the comments, let me know, because I feel like at a certain age, if you have not popped in your rap career, at a certain age, you need to put it on the shelf and deal with reality and get you a job. You cannot be out here at 40, 50, 60 talking about you still trying to get in the studio and be a rapper, but you living up on your girlfriend's couch, not paying no bills. That's trifling to me. So I'm happy he is at least now saying, yeah, I'm going to still work on my music, but I'm working a full-time job and I'm going to school, because if this music don't work out, I need me a degree. Good for that. And I hope it works out for him. I hope it works out for him. I mean, we shall see. But that's all I got to give y'all. This is kind of a long review, but I kind of like that episode. It had a lot of talking points for me. And I'm about to get into this next episode of Family or Fiancé. So go ahead. I promise I'm going to be back with my reviews. It was just a little glitch in YouTube. I guess they weren't accepting those other 2 videos that I created. But I will be back doing Family or Fiancé reviews. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel. They will be uploaded weekly. And like, get in the comments. Let me know what you think. And share the video. Y'all have a good Sunday. I will talk to y'all later. Bye.